Thank you. So this is our minimum cash on hand rule, as you mentioned. This rule kind of began in November 2023 when commissioners asked staff to work with stakeholders to determine if rulemaking could address stakeholder concerns regarding the minimum cash on hand requirements for house bank card rooms. Staff did just that, worked with stakeholders, and came up with the attached rules. These proposed rules mostly do four things. They require card game licensees to exchange chips for cash unless the player requests payment by check. They change the formula for determining the amount of cash on hand to be required in the cage, safe, or vault for house bank card rooms. They allow for specific prizes to be paid by check, and they require house bank card room licensees to have sufficient funds to pay fixed-based prizes off. At the May 2024 Commission meeting, commissioners discussed the proposed rule changes, altered the amended language, and authorized filing the new amended rules. Following the May 2024 meeting, staff filed the CR 102 with the Office of the Code Revisor. Included in that was a small business economic impact statement. In August, commissioners discussed the proposed rules, but elected to hold off on taking final action to give more time for recent stakeholder feedback from one of the representatives from Mac Gaming. That feedback was submitted the day before the commission meeting in August, so we wanted more time to explore the impacts of that feedback. We did look at that feedback. We had an opportunity to discuss with the stakeholder, and after review and discussion, staff recommended changing the word must to may in WAC 230-15-050 subsection 1. And the reason for this change would to allow more flexibility in the way the card rooms are able to pay prizes. The remainder of the feedback proposed by the stakeholder, after some clarifying comments and some education, they elected to not pursue those group changes that they had initially. So today, staff is recommending that the commission take final action on the amendments, showing that we have reverted the language to may in the aforementioned subsection. And additionally, there is one more change. It's a small typographical error under subsection 3, part D. It refers to WAC 230-15-190. That should actually read 186. So WAC 230-15-186. Correct citation there. Again, staff is recommending that we take final action on the amendments to WAC 230-06-025 after holding a public hearing with an effective date of 31 days after filing the Office of the Code Revisor. Alternatively, commissioners could discuss and forward another month.
Thank you.
So thank you, Adam. So one thing, I mean, I feel like this is close, but we're not there yet. So I know in some of the past meetings where this topic's been before us, I am certainly very supportive of trying to make it safer for our licensees in dealing with levels of cash and how to just create a safer environment related to that. The one aspect that I've kind of asked for, and I don't think we're quite there. I mean, must may have been too much, so must write a check. I'm afraid, in my opinion, may does not compel a licensee to write a check in a circumstance. And let's just say, someone goes in, with $100, has a really good day. They live in a bad neighborhood. They win $3,000. They don't want to walk out of there with $3,000. So I understand the concern of the licensee with the must language of the potential of money laundering activities. So I think we still need to figure out where that sweet spot is of making it safer for our licensees, providing adequate and appropriate AML protections. On the side there, I think we have, a relatively new commissioner. Hopefully by next month we'll have our 5th commissioner. So there's probably an opportunity to do a little more education on AML. And I know it's been maybe a year or two since I've really thought about AML. So I could probably use some more education as well. So I can't support this version. I would like to see staff work with the proponents, and I'm willing to, do some work as well and try to find language that kind of adds that consumer protection without diminishing anti-money laundering efforts that our licensees do.
So you're looking for something in between August and May?
Yep. Tough one. I tried yesterday. I couldn't, I didn't come up with it. But this, I believe that we have to do some customer or consumer protection aspects here and kind of compel.
Should write a check.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I don't want to try to wordsmith it right here, but those are the kind of 3 things I want our rule when we get to final passage to do.
Senator Conway?
Muted, sir.
I'm wondering if the size you mentioned, $2,000 to $3,000 here, obviously those are big amounts. But maybe what we need is a requirement around the size of the amount of money that needs to be given to the participant. And so that if they know they have a $2,000 or $3,000 winner, they need to make some kind of a effort to figure out a way to reimburse them. I mean, if they have to do that for a person who's won $100, I can imagine why they'd like to have some discretion. But if they're talking about someone who's won $2,000 or $3,000, $1,000, that may be the area that you need to look at. Just a thought. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments, questions by commissioners? Any public comments?
Motion or just move forward.
So this was up for final action today, so I think a motion to. I think a motion to continue with this to a later date. Approach and then if depending on the language that comes back, depending on how much of this extension difference there is, additional action will be done.
Right, I move that we hold this rule up and not take final action until staff can work with stakeholders further.
Second. Been moved and seconded. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, say aye. Aye. All right, moving on.
If you're all in favor, right?
We only need 3 to adopt. The majority can make this decision.